What are we on? Session 17? I think we're on 17. Does anybody want to do a recap?
That sounds like a good opportunity for Jason to get rid of another one.
It does, which is why I was bringing it up.
Okay, well, fine. Let me do a recap. Aha!
You get 2 pages on your recap, so you got.
I get 2 pages of my recap.
You get a max of 18 I want to say tiles. I want to say frames. That's what the heck am I thinking of?
Panels.
Panels. My God, man. Oh.
Long shot, deep blue background.
That's at least 3 panels.
A cemetery, cemetery full of weeping angels and mausolea and so forth, and we see Ghost Girl poking around, suddenly finding herself.
Do you really see her?
Yes.
For purposes of the panels, yes. Suddenly,
what are you recapping? Because this isn't what happened.
Yes, because I'm looking at Mask 16. I'm looking at the very first thing in the summary.
She was in the Sepia-verse.
She was in the graveyard, and she found herself pulled into the Sepia-verse.
Yes, but when the session started, she started in the Sepia-verse.
I guess that's right. Okay. Fine.
The inker didn't tell her then, okay? There you go.
Long shot. A cemetery full of weeping angels and mausolea, deeply bathed in sepia.
Fine.
Ghost Girl.
Editor's note. Editor's note. See issue 15.
See issue 15. Yes. Didactic Dave. Ghost Girl looks worried. Let's see.
She focuses her powers and pops out of existence, or back into existence, depending on how you look at it.
Yes. Meanwhile, we see Link. Well, we see a figure lying in bed with a pillow over his head, and little sound icons coming off of a wall intercom, and the pillow is thrown aside, and we see that it's Link. And there's sun shining through the window, looking out on a bucolic suburban yard, as he's being invited to have pancakes with the rest of the family. And when we say pancakes in a family of speedsters, there are platters of pancakes. Some discussion between the folks at breakfast. Dad drops a hint that he wants to have a chat with Harry at some point, maybe after school. Let's see.
Harry makes the "oh dad" face.
Yes, Harry makes the "dad." Meanwhile, we see sitting there at the table, Link busy texting into his phone. Cut to Adam. Also sitting at home at actually no, he's sitting in the school bus. No, he's sitting in the car that his mom is driving, and he receives a text.
I want this all to be like in character recounted by Jason while he's like in the last panel is him in a like apparently some sort of medical center being treated for a contusion because he's like, no, this was what, no, he was, was that where the ponies were at? Did I see? No, there was a goat. Was there a goat?
There, so how do I know?
Note to self, warn Dave before he does a recap.
Well, fortunately, Nurse Chin is very understanding. So.
So good.
Thank you, Nurse Chin. So he gets a text from Link, basically saying that he wants to do this. He wants to do the merge between the two Numas as soon as possible. Meanwhile, his mom is talking with him about what he's doing after school. cut to a set of panels with Jason sitting at home, looking a little bit unkempt. Lots of cans of soda on the computer table where he's sitting, chatting with Agent Waters. In summary, Waters basically explaining that the video footage shows Byron Quill and Rusty and Dr. Chin and Dr. Chin's bodyguard Hector all cooperating on some sort of device, coming under gunfire, and then a brilliant flash of light that causes them to disappear. And this happened in underground tunnels near the White House, and they kept it secret from Jason because, it's what they do.
Because he was a minor. It's a minor.
When Jason asks about the Vertovians, Agent Waters basically says, yeah, they're awfully suspicious. We don't think they existed before this all happened. We do have some indication, though, that there used to be some...
I want to challenge you on these panels. You got to do this Matt Fraction style recap. No dialogue, no text bubbles. Just art. Give me the last 9 frames.
I was bad at fractions in school.
What's
the last 9 frames?
Panels.
Last 9 panels.
No dialogue, no description. What do we see?
We see a map of something that is very clearly by outline Iceland with a giant question mark over it.
Love it.
We see Charlotte. Did she talk with?
She didn't say anything until she got back to you guys.
She was doing some research on the lessons. I can't remember if that was
in the library.
Okay. Charlotte, we see a picture of Charlotte in the library,
pulling up pictures of various Civil War
beams of sunlight shining through her.
Love it.
Pulling up pictures of pulling up pictures of people named Lutzen, and people named Everard. We see Leo and Adam having lunch. Adam looks really worried and uncomfortable. And we see, we won't have dialogue because we can't have dialogue, but we will see a sort of electronic squared word balloon over his head full of big black scrawled markings that aren't any visible or recognizable language. But
no, fill it all with happy and sad emoji, like different emotional emojis.
Angry emojis. We see Harry having a what looks like a chat with Andromeda, A10.
Dave, you're cutting out.
I can hear him. Okay.
I'm cutting in and out. A chat with Andromeda / a chat with Andromeda, A10. He's kind of looking forward, talking about stuff, and she's kind of looking at him with a much more engaged expression than he's showing. Jason
frantically doing computer things.
Charlotte showing up at a house building,
right.
nice looking place, and being confronted by men in black holding holding high-tech weapons, and one of them is flashing an Aegis badge. Jason talking to the rest of the menagerie, kind of wide-eyed and gesturing with his hands. Leo looking at a computer screen with both Numa and hologram Numa kind of looking on, message, something coming up on the screen with Rossum saying something, Leo scowling, everyone else looking concerned. Harry holding a open bag of chips to Leo, in kind of a friendly but concerned look. Leo giving Numa a hug and little unintelligible scrawls indicating that he's whispering something in her ear.
Is that where are we good?
I think that's where we left it. I think that was the last.
I like it.
Last action.
I like those. I think we might have to do recaps like that all the time. No, I just like I like the imagery because I like to hear how you guys imagine stuff.
It makes it more comic booky.
It does. Yes, that was exactly the high tech and entirely academically sound phrase I was about to suggest, or something, All right, so, all right.
Oh, and there was some sort of weird out of context panel with Daffy Duck dressed as Robin Hood swinging and crashing into a tree. Nobody's quite sure what that meant, but they're sure the author thought the writer thought it was funny.
That was like on a TV that was playing in the background. Nobody's really paying attention to, but every single shot it was just a different frame of his swing into the tree, and it took place over the course of like what must have been 20 or 30 minutes. Apparently, there's just same scene playing over and over again in the background. All right.
Oh, and there was also a panel also in the background during some of these scenes of what looked like Alicia and Byron, Alicia Chin and Byron Quill arguing on computer screens.
Yeah, or in the holo deck, whatever thing in the next room, through the glass. Anyway, all right. So it's about 6. Harry, your dad texts and says, "Hey, kiddo, I'm going to have to rain check that until tomorrow night. I can't get the reservations I wanted. Is that going to be okay? ? Eggplant, crying face."
Is it really an eggplant?
Campfire.
Campfire. Yeah, there you go. Campfire. Eggplant, crying face, campfire.
Very quickly, Harry responds back, "Fine, whatever you need."
Great. Fantastic. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Great, fantastic, awesome is 3 separate texts.
Also a thumbs up in there from slight nudge at his father's use of emojis.
Okay. You're encouraging his use of emojis? Okay.
No, mocking it.
Oh, mocking it. Okay.
But it's so hard to tell.
It really is hard to tell. Okay, so coming up on 6. Concord, what do you do? What are you doing? Everything's weird and awkward, and you're getting into turn in the pumpkin time.
I know. He has to go home, and he's kind of done what he needed to do here, I think.
I mean, they're talking about some stuff that they need to maybe do, and Link and Mercury have come back into the room, and Link's kind of sort of half distractedly saying something about, we could maybe put a radio and do a signal. Do you think you can get back over there? Can you take people with you? That kind, but like sort of more just, that person who's like still isn't engaging in the conversation, but is trying to seem like they're engaging in the conversation. But he's talking about something, and so they're apparently still. It's that really sucky thing that happens when it's like that you need to get going, but clearly everybody that you're hanging out with is still going to stick around.
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily Adam has a little kid, so I think him just walking over to Jason and just like grabbing at the cuff of his t-shirt, just being like tug it a couple of times, like, my mom wants me to get home.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Do you need a ride? I can.
Adam's going to try to, like, there's going to be that look of, oh no, and yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, let's, hey guys, are you gonna be here a bit still? Jason says to everyone else.
Yeah, but we're gonna need you too, so come back soon.
Oh yeah, I won't be long.
Well, I can certainly take him home. I'd be happy to.
I'm gonna need you too, so come back soon.
Faster than he is.
Yeah, but can you carry him? Oh, you get the shadow thing, right?
Well, I was actually I kind of wanted to have a chance to chat with Adam. Just
all right. Have fun, boys.
It's the classic Arrowverse. Everyone, I need the room. We're gonna need a moment.
Everyone, can I have the room?
It's
no.
Like the version in the Arrowverse version of the Masks rules. Comfort and support does not actually work if there's more than 3 people in the room at the same time. Like it's not actually a move that's available. So you have to, like, guys, I need you to leave so I can actually make this roll. I can't do it if you're watching. Anyway,
yes. Also, I think by Adam having to go home, he is affirming his secret identity.
I tried it 3 times. Trust me, I know it's right.
Okay. All right. Cool. It's very pretty.
I didn't put any down.
Think of stuff to go on the other side.
I can't.
Well, keep thinking about it.
I really can't.
Think of some formulas.
Guess I could do like volume of a cylinder.
See if you can figure out what the element is for C6H14O5. No. Off you go.
I looked it up actually, but go ahead.
Did you? I was talking.
I did.
I was talking to Kaylee. She has
Yeah, no,
science.
I know you were, but
Nothing. All right. Oh, you looked it up? I'm so glad somebody noticed. She was this chemistry person, so I thought she should have a chemistry Twitter handle.
Okay, I was in AP Chem and I had to look that up. So
Well, it's not one that you would know unless you were like in AP Chem and kind of a nerd about making dirty jokes in Chem. The element that is C6, not element, the compound that is C6H14O5 is called fuck it all. Yes. And my daughter is now in the other room being horrified. Anyway. Also.
Wonderful parent.
Yeah. Anyway. Hang on a second. I gotta see what she's shouting. I may have mentally scarred her for life. Okay. So.
Monster!
Okay. So, Jason, you get in the disc. You've got Adam, and we're gonna quickly do that. So, what do you do? You get the disc going. What do you do?
And I
Does the disc have a stealth mode by any chance?
Oh, of course it does.
Okay.
Autopilot.
Yeah, I plug in his address and hit the button, and it takes off.
You might not have heard what I asked. Stealth mode.
Oh, stealth mode. No. In fact, I think actually one of its attributes is that it is
Obvious.
obvious and noticeable, and makes a distinctive sound.
So, Adam, as this thing takes off with its distinctive sound, I mean, it's not the TARDIS, but I mean, it's a recognizable sound. You're imagining this pulling into your suburban area and landing on the front lawn.
Yeah, no, that's worrisome. And
Piloted by a very identifiable Jason Quill.
And we'll be like, Jason, you think this will cause a ruckus? Here at my house?
A ruckus.
A ruckus. He's heard his mom use that word quite a bit. So, yeah, it would just be like,
do you have another vehicle that isn't like a spider
can you make
robot?
it quiet?
Well, well, we probably have like a pool car or something we can take.
Does he sound kind of bummed?
I don't believe that he actually has a driver's license.
He probably has a driver's license, but he probably doesn't drive much.
Oh no,
so
Rusty would have made damn sure he has a driver's license.
Oh God, that's true. Yeah, Rusty made sure he could do the whole, hostage avoidance in a car drill stuff that they teach to
Rusty would have registered
executives.
Rusty would have registered him for like driver's license tests in Montana so he could get it 2 years earlier.
You probably can make J turns just as well as you can parallel park.
Yep, I can make a J turn into a parallel park.
Nice. Okay, so maybe not the quill disc at this point.
Okay, I take the quill disc around the block to the parking garage, plop it down in the handicap spots next to the pool car.
Oh my God.
Because there's no room to park it elsewhere.
Secretly a supervillain.
And we get into a Ford Taurus, Taurus with a
Honda Prius. Gotta be a Prius.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Honda Prius with the little
converted off
on the side.
Converted off all the Tauruses about 3 or 4 years back.
True. Of course, it's got a completely different whole engine drivetrain that
Sure.
doesn't need charging or anything or gasoline or it runs off of nitrogen
There you go.
in the air.
A 12-year half-life.
Perfect. All right. So, what did you want to talk about? I feel as I should automatically append awkwardly to whatever sentence I ask about what you're going to ask.
So I just wanted to kind of check in with you, Adam. You've seemed kind of twitchy, which kind of sounds funny because I've been kind of twitchy today too. But I'm assuming it's probably for different reasons. So is everything okay?
Adam's gonna be like you could tell from his face he wants to say yes, and it's like no.
Anything I can help with, or you want to talk about, or stuff? Because we're all teammates, right? And if there's something any of us can do to help, I'm sure all of us would like to be able to. So
there's probably like that quick little head turn towards like seeing his reflection in the passenger window for a second, and he just sort of looks back, and it's just like he has that look on his face like this is going to be nothing, and it's like the Concordance woke up and is yelling in my head all the time now, and it really doesn't like any of you guys or me.
Oh God, voices talking in your head that don't like anybody. I mean, that's just crazy, man.
What?
No. Wow, that's God. And this is the Concordance, this kind of galactic thing that with your powers and everything.
Maybe. I mean, the first time way back, it was a lot more voices. This one's really consistent, and it's like talking to somebody.
It doesn't like anybody, or it doesn't like anybody, anybody humans, anybody.
I liked Numa for like a minute.
Well, everybody likes Numa, except for like evil industrialists. But
well, the Concordance is not an evil industrialist.
I guess that's good. Is it listening to our conversation right now?
Does the Concordance pipe in at that point?
This one needs more confidence.
It thinks you're not confident.
Okay.
No, actually, what he says is faith. This one needs more faith. But you can translate. You can paraphrase.
It doesn't think you're very self-assured.
Okay. Well, I can see that. I just want to let it know that.
And thus, the Concordance wants to push Jason's. Move Jason's attributes.
I want the Concordance to know that we have a tremendous amount of faith in Adam, that he is part of our team and our family, and we welcome the Concordance to this world, and hope that our interactions with you will be cool.
Jason, what's disassembling mean?
No. Dissembling, not disassembling.
Oh
my God! It wants to disassemble me. No. Okay. Yeah. No, I was trying to be diplomatic. Because it's kind of hard.
You actually hear in your head.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Who heard that in his head?
Wow.
I heard my dad saying that in my head. So.
Wow. That is a really good question. Yes, I'm going to answer yes to that question.
Okay. Actually, I wouldn't hear my dad because for my advance I took that Byron Quill no longer has influence over me.
Yes.
So.
You did? You did?
I did.
Wow.
I did. Yeah.
So
if he's gonna be running around doing plots with people that should be the bad guys, I don't know that I can trust him or that I should take his word for how I should be behaving.
That's lovely. So you advance one stat and then
I took. Yeah, I cancel his influence permanently, and I advanced his stat.
Nice. Very cool.
Okay.
That's interesting to know. Anyway, so while you're awkwardly having this conversation, you get out. Or Adam's like, "This is me, here."
That's my house.
Oh, wow, that was a short trip.
Well, no, you took a long time with the awkwardness.
There's probably a lot more awkward pauses in there.
There was a lot more awkward pauses. Time. Awkward conversations either seem to take forever
or go over like everything else happens like that. Yeah. Hey Adam, I know this has got to be really tough, and it's hard being kind of the diplomat to cosmic forces, to the stars, and be kind of a friendly person. And that's both what I'm saying about what I was just doing and what I know is kind of going on with you. So I understand. We're all here for you. So and so let us know how we can help. And
acceptable.
You're cool.
Marginal. Acceptable.
I'll tell Leo to check in with you tomorrow at school.
Thanks, Jason. That really means a lot to me. Thanks for talking to me with this.
Your mom,
you're really helping me out.
Or thanks for talking to the Concordance.
Your mom's did, like, she didn't come out on the step, but you saw her like glance out the window.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Do you
cool.
think he did? What do you guys think? Was that a comfort support kind of a thing? Feels like Kaylee from the other room. Yes.
Yeah, I tried to get one in on him too, but
that might.
I'd say it was the old college try, but yeah, go for it.
We're really trying hard on each other here.
Really patting each other on the back. As hard
punching
as we
each
can.
other in the arm. Yeah.
All right, so.
Mostly I admire Jason Poole for staying with a straight face. I don't want to have my dad influence when he's working with bad guys. When he goes home and sees an Alicia Chin AI, just
yeah. Okay, so comfort or support? Roll mundane, Jason. Let's see what we got. On a hit, they hear you.
Oh dear.
Oh my God.
You have insulted the Concordance.
You call that your hypocrisy coming back to roost.
Okay.
Sorry?
No, I'm pondering.
Joyce?
Yes.
If you don't have a better idea.
No, by all means. I mean, part of this is the fact that while he's doing the speech, the Concordance is kind of talking over him and rating it. So it robs of some of its punch, but keep going.
I was going to say, Adam's mom hasn't tried to shift Jason's labels yet. I heard that noise.
So we have Adam's mom and Harry's dad, who are
actually, it's nighttime. Huh? I wonder if it was just Adam's dad, knocking on the window in uniform.
Okay, let me think through.
Ponder a couple of those.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. All right, so you guys are right there about. All right, let me back up for a second before we get into that, because it's all kind of happening simultaneously. Jason, do you think that were you hearing enough of what Concord said for it to register on you as a comfort and support? Or was it just kind of him just saying, "Hey, thanks, man," and that really helps?
Yeah, honestly, I think Jason was probably so much in kind of trying to juggle all these different things that he wasn't doing as much listening to Adam as he probably should have been
Okay.
in all of this. Because
All
all
right.
of a sudden it was just like, I'm not just talking with Adam, I'm also talking with Concordance. And so I need to like pick my words carefully. I can't say like, wow, Adam, you're in a really tough situation. You know, if there's only thing we could do to like get rid of this Concordance thing. So yeah, he's probably not paying close enough attention to have noticed that.
All right.
Well, I tried.
So, okay.
Nope, you did.
No. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So, Link, thank you, incidentally, Adam, for this little tip here. So Adam's about to respond kind of a little bit more depth to what Jason was saying, and you hear like a on the glass of the car, and you turn, and there's a cop, like standing there at the glass, shining a light in.
I was about to say, do you do the tap with the flashlight?
Yeah. So it's. I don't know if that carries across. I'm tapping on the mic.
No, and we got it.
Okay.
Jason kind of starts and tries to figure out how to roll down the window while the engine's off, because he doesn't want to turn on the engine because he doesn't want the cop to think he's going to try to get away, and so he kind of fumbles with things, but eventually gets the window rolled down.
The cop kind of leans down a little bit and says, "Your mother's waiting inside. You should probably go in."
Okay, Dad.
Oh.
Mr. Ansari, pleased to meet you. Jason Quill.
Are you getting out or reaching through the window, or?
I'm kind of reaching through the window to shake hands.
He looks at that hand for quite a while before he shakes it. Now, so Adam, are you heading for the house? Are you lingering, or?
He's gotten out of the car. That is certainly a step towards the house. Lingering, however, definitely is a.
You're taking.
He's not being very quick about like
moving. All right.
Evacuating.
You probably hear the first part of this, and you may or may not decide to turn around. We keep track pretty closely of the things that Adam's been involved in. Had a lot of good interactions with the Gale family, a lot of hopeful help there from them, letting him know what to do. We were pretty happy about finding out that he'd found a group of young people with these abilities to work with. Since we follow him so closely, we had an opportunity to watch him during that press conference. Now, according to what Adam had told us, I was under the impression that you were the leader of this group. But
yeah.
Now, Adam, I'm telling you that the next thing he's going to say is "but," and you pretty much are at that fulcrum point of walking up to the house where you can either turn back around or keep going. Because your dad is about to give Jason his opinion of how he did as a leader in that press conference. / categorically.
Oh man.
Throw in some shade, y'all.
So what are you doing?
Oh geez, I think Adam is just going. Adam is going to pull a 12-year-old here, and it's just going to be like just like a quick call over to his dad. It's like, Dad, am I gonna get to say goodbye to you before you go to work?
I'll be in a minute.
Okay, but Jordan has to go to bed here.
Oh.
Your mom made pasta.
Okay, Dad. I tried.
I mean, if you really want to, you could try to throw yourself in front of this by like if you really want to, you could make it a defend roll. If you really want to.
Man, I kind of wish I hadn't bumped my savior over. However, I know what I'm going to do here.
Oh yeah.
I am. Jason, I'm taking a hit for you. I am marking. I'm gonna mark hopeless.
Okay.
And I'll take my +1 ongoing for all rolls to save Jason.
Oh Jesus. Okay. And what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna roll defend for him. It's just just try to get my dad to not follow through with this course of action. Hopefully.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
All right. Let's see how this works out.
Back to the content of what seems to be the problem, officer. Oh
Nope.
my God. Oh my God. So even with a +1, that's a 5, and even with Jason throwing.
No, that is with it.
Oh, that is with the. Oh, so there's no way Jason could get you the rest of the way.
Should I start running over chips?
Suddenly, Mercury appears. Good evening, officer. Would you like some chips?
Oh my God. Okay, so let's okay. First of all, both of you guys at this point in time should have marked potential. Just parenthetically noting that. You just marked hopeless.
Yep.
I think you're about to mark homeless.
Yeah.
Well, there's no good part of trying to be a 12-year-old talking up to your dad.
No.
All right.
Nope.
Adam, Mr. Quill and I are going to have a conversation, and I need you to be in the house now. And I'm going to have you mark insecure.
Okay.
Which penalizes you for rejecting what other people have to say.
Yeah.
Jason, at this point in time, your heart's going at a pretty good rate too, because this is probably not going to be super fun, and probably less so now.
This is more family drama than you've had to deal with in a while.
Ever since he shut down Holo Rusty.
Yeah, Holo Rusty was just nagging him to get in the gym mostly. I don't know if you guys ever had the Wii Fit, but when it was like you'd log back in and it'd be like, it has been 238 days since you've been back in. Shut the hell up. I will unplug you.
Restart.
It's like Rusty, but he can pop in while you're having coffee and stuff. It was very annoying.
What's worse is when he does it in your when you're in the shower and he's commenting about how you're looking.
Yeah, seriously. It has been 346 days since your last confession. All right, so Adam, I won't say scurries, but he definitely hangdogs his way into the house. As a police officer for the city, I've had the opportunity to clean up some of the activities that you guys have been involved in the last few days. Has it only been a few days? And I've noticed a certain pattern. My son's the first one on site, more often than not, and he's the last one leaving. He was the last one to leave the fight with that girl up in the sky. First one that was there. You were the first one on the scene, the first one out. And you're supposed to be the leader. I watched that press conference, and that Cheeto munching Mountain Dew addict had more useful things to say to the press than the person who's supposed to be the leader. I had some hope with that talking with that woman at the morning show that it might be you or someone, but I got my wish, and it's been 3 days. It's been a bit of a monkey's paw, Mr. Quill. My wish. That's how it seemed to me. And I gotta say, I have some doubts about the team, and I have some doubts about my boy being involved in any of this anymore. Reassure me, Mr. Quill.
Well, Officer Ansari, I certainly understand.
I like how it's not Mr. Amari right now.
Yeah.
No, but that's just as well.
Officer.
Yeah.
I understand your concerns. It has been a very hectic few days. Your son has been really incredible. He's done some great stuff. He's been faced with some special challenges, and he's been a key member of our team.
Mr. Quill, I know he's been valuable. I want to know if there's any chance you're going to be. Now, I'd like you to... No, this sucks.
Officer, I'd like to report a murder.
I would like you to take a powerful blow and see how you weather this, which I know sucks right now.
Jason, do your nanobots protect you from burns? Because that was thick.
Actually, I've been sitting here kind of worried that also my nanobots are going to go for his throat, which is not what I want to have happen.
Yeah,
at this point.
There's actually a possibility that could happen based on some of the responses from Take a Powerful Blow.
Let me do that. Take a powerful blow.
Which I realize sucks right now, like a whole bunch.
Well, I was able to get rid of one condition by doing the condition at the beginning.
Which is good.
So that gives me a 3. Let me click my...
and Bill, he's dead, Jim. Oh my god, a 12. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, right. That's
that's not good. That's the opposite of what you want.
I know that roll. It's a bad roll.
All right. On a 10 plus, choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation. Flee, pass out. You lose control of your powers in a terrible way. Or take 2 options from the 7 to 9 list. Ugh. Lashing out verbally. Struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions, or give ground and your opposition gets an opportunity, which, I don't know.
Well,
aren't you glad you decided to drive him home?
Yeah.
You know, the number of times in high school that I got my ass chewed while I was in the process of doing a favor for a friend and dropping him off at their folks' place. Honestly, this is just me revisiting that nightmare back on other people.
It makes me feel great because I'm back up to 4 conditions too.
Yay! Hooray! Woo!
You know, it seems like, Doyce, that we're either like 0, maybe 1 condition, or we're like 4.
Yeah.
You know, we don't like any middle ground when it comes to conditions.
Theoretically, Jason can take the 2 conditions thing and
I could take
else.
I'm looking at that, but that almost seems like a cop out.
Fleeing the scene.
Fleeing the scene. There's obvious ways to do that. No, there's obvious bad ways this could really end here.
Oh, I think you should talk back. I think it's the straw that broke the camel's back, and you're just like, you know, I wonder about that too, but I'm doing the best I can, and you know, it would be a lot easier if we didn't have, you know, all these.
Well, we know what Ghost Girl would do in this situation. in a
Sink into the earth.
in a charming. No, I mean right now what you're saying. But you'd rip him a new one with a charming North Carolina accent. So there's that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Bless your heart.
Actually
And
the
a smile.
lash out verbally is reading the text is kind of around doing something with a teammate, unless I would do something by lashing out verbally that would end up later this evening or immediately thereafter inflicting a condition on Adam.
Yeah, there could definitely, if you lashing out verbally,
I guess that's the way that would work.
You lashing out verbally at his dad would certainly eventually lead to a condition being taken by Adam.
being inflicted on him.
Yeah, that would definitely happen. I don't know what's left, but probably I know he's got angry left. So
that's all I got left.
So
we can make angry work.
I can
definitely. Alicia says that was she should go for.
I'm absolutely sure that your dad, his dad, can leave Adam with angry.
But the worst part is remember now I could have done this an entirely different way.
You know what?
But you're 12, so it's appropriate.
Having a teenager walk out of a social situation, realizing they could have done that a completely different and more effective way, is also true to genre.
Oh no, I understand.
Okay. I'm not gonna go for quite that easy an angsty thing anyway, because I would still that would only be one of the 7 to 9 I would have to take. I'd still have to take another one. So instead,
high speed car chase.
Nope. Because I could probably stomp on the gas and go whining off down the road in my electric car. Which it really doesn't even work as a dramatic statement.
See, the thing is that what I know about Dave is that by putting him in by putting him in a Prius, I'm actually affronting Dave's personal love of zippy cars. So this is like a double blow to him, really.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with I lose control of myself or my powers in a terrible way.
Ooh.
So I am going to go ahead and do the shouty bits that that Margie was alluding to, and probably as part of that, I will leave it up to the GM whether anything actually happens besides just the nanobots looking and acting in a very, threatening fashion, reflecting the tones of the words, or whether something actually happens. But basically, Jason says, I am trying my damnedest to do well by this team and help your son. I drove him here trying to help him because he's having a hard time with his powers, and we've got, cosmic invaders and things from other dimensions and, so many Alicias, and it's just, I really don't, I'm doing my best, and if you're not happy with that, I'm really sorry, but you're not the boss of me, man, and it's not okay.
And
Royce, can I make bail?
Can you make bail? So,
don't worry, I can break you all out.
And as you sort of, kind of, not so much wind down, but simply pause, you realize you're looking down at him. Okay. And he's still standing, but you're looking down at him. And you're, I need that thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it as fast as I need to find it, but
So, Joyce.
Yes.
Are Adam and the family watching from inside?
Yeah, if you want to be.
This ain't gonna end well.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, this will work. So you probably don't initially. You probably aren't. You're like pretending. You're like in the house and kind of pretending that. Ooh. Okay. You're in the house and kind of pretending that your dad is not about to read one of your friends the riot act outside, and you hear Jason start shouting. And you get to the window first as your sister is like, "What's going on?" And your mom kind of starts around the table, and you look out the window, and what you see is definitely something that your sister should not see.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell your mom to like.
I think there's just a look.
And your mom's eyes get wide, like, here? Really? And she bundles your sister up with like, okay, it's time for bed. It's time for stories. You want 3 stories? We're going to have a bath now. We're going to have a bath. Let's go have a bath, and I'll read you while you're in the... And she's bustling her into the back of the house. Jason is peeling himself out of the car. Like when you look out at it, it looks like the outer tinfoil of like a dark chocolate orange it's been like spread back to expose the chocolate inside of it. Like that's what the hood and the door and pretty much the rest of it sort of looks like. And he is ranting and gesturing and up in the air, being suspended on these sort of extensions of the nanobots that are holding him up like sort of stilts up above, and he's like sort of almost hanging from like kind of like Doc Octopus kind of a thing. But it looks more like this, but with Jason's face inside of it, like where the mask is at. As he's gesturing. And your dad is it's a classic like comic book thing where there's like the monster and the cop is like flinching back and his hands down on his gun. He doesn't know quite what to do, and you can practically see the little squiggly lines of alarm around his head. What do you do?
Well, Adam can teleport.
Dave, so this is what I think of as probably horribly lose control of your powers kind of thing without actually harming his dad yet.
No, that's kind of in keeping with how I was envisioning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time for that Children of the Corn thing, or not Children of the Corn, the Twilight Zone thing. You can be gone now.
Okay, so you're going to vanish Jason somewhere?
Yeah.
All right, I need you to...
I don't really think he cares where.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Send him to a cornfield?
It might be funny.
Jason finds himself in Iowa.
Okay, so I'm going to have you unleash your powers because I want to know how well or how badly this is going to go. It's going to happen. Much like Dave's force powers in the Star Wars game, the thing's going to happen. It's just a question of whether or not it goes well.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Hi, Jason.
Let's give teenagers superpowers, they said. It'll be fun, they said. What's the worst that could happen, they said. Okay. This is great because it's you guys and you're both of you dealing with powers that aren't really listening to you right now.
Or listening in the wrong ways.
Yeah, really listening in the wrong ways. Okay, so the
Concordance wanted to get rid of Jason, right?
What's that?
So the Concordance wanted to get rid of Jason, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Or did you have a thought about where he would end up? Because I like the idea of it subconsciously picking up on his thoughts about wishing him into a cornfield and actually putting him there. All right. We are going to go with the 7 to 9 thing. Either mark a condition or tell me how the effect... Ooh, unstable? Okay.
So is it we're going for the 7 to 9?
Well, I'm thinking it is actually a fail, so I feel like it's not going to be like a perfect something. Does that make sense? In other words, I wanted to mess with you too. It should.
You take the dad with him.
Oh, that would. Ooh, boy.
Just go away! Boom.
Sorry to add that.
Wow, that's so good though.
Why are we in cornfield?
That's so good.
I don't know.
Well, I know how it's going to be temporary for Jason. I think I've got that sorted out. Yeah, the condition coming from this one might be a little bit later. All right. I wish I could give you afraid again. You rather precipitously acquire the Concord state. And there's a big rush of air. Your dad and Jason and the car all vanish. And it looks like somebody like taking an eraser over a whiteboard at school. They kind of like, you see them kind of go in like almost like a swipe transition from a Star Wars movie.
Well.
And
I'm sorry, Link. He is not coming back anytime soon.
So so that's obviously bad, and it was obviously the concordance like solving your problem in a very that's not helpful kind of way. In a very concordance kind of that's not helpful way. I'm wondering, Adam, if you actually end up taking angry anyway because you're angry at the concordance.
Oh no, that sounds perfectly fine.
Okay.
That's not what I meant.
Because it goes from the shock of it to the terror of what just happened to the incredible anger that you feel at what did you just do? And it's that weird kind of multiple personality bit of like, what did you just do when it was actually you? Like, what do you want? What do you ask or demand of the concordance having seen what just happened? Or anything?
Is going to be like, bring my dad back.
Okay. We cannot do that. I can take you to where he is. I cannot reach that far and bring him to you.
Then do that.
Are you sure? Yes, do that. All right. So, you appear in the police precinct in like the main perp interview room for all the uniformed cops and stuff like that, where your dad incidentally has just like appeared in a swirl of wind and CW
and
flash.
Car parts.
Yeah. Well, no, the car's not there. Neither is Jason. Your dad's there.
Oh. Well, that turned out much better than I thought it would.
Really? Really? Okay.
So everything has sort of sepia overtone.
Your dad looks super shocked and wide-eyed, and that kind of scared that adults get that the adults cover up by being angry about it. And we're going to cut away from that. Jason, you and a absolutely totaled Honda Prius are, actually, hang on, wait for it. I'm so glad I did some research. What do you see? You
have to worry about what he did research on.
Thinking of a volcanic landscape.
Hang on.
With lots of stray geothermal energy leaking out of steam.
You should all worry.
There we go. There
very
it is.
much.
There it is. There we go. Picture loading. The first thing that you see, you blink and find yourself looking at that.
That.
Did it load?
That still looks like the dashboard of the car.
Does it?
It has not loaded.
Oh, we're on
Look
the.
at that.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. You guys haven't been seeing the thing I loaded. Oh, well, hang on.
No.
Hang on. First of all, I have to get. Well, that's my own bad. I had you guys on a different screen than what I was doing. This is the thing that Jason was doing. Looked like.
Oh, good.
With his face coming out of that thing. Kind of. But more, like, take that and cross it with Doc Octopus.
Yeah.
And then, Jason, you're looking down at picture reloading. Please wait. You're looking at that.
From that perspective?
Yes. And altitude.
Alrighty then.
Concern.
He's falling? Question mark.
Well, yeah, him and the Prius. All
Yes.
right.
So we started 0 and go from there.
Ghost Girl.
Yes, dear.
You and Link and Harry are at the Quill Foundation, sitting around on. Ooh, actually, let's change. We're over here. Let's get us back to the conversation pit. We'll just leave Link falling. Did I get rid of the conversation pit? Oh, I may have. Oh, yeah, I did. Hang on.
Yeah, if
And-
Mercury only looked that hot.
That's much more of a layer kind of look. That's cool. Oh.
Sorry. All right.
Oh, it's
Cleaned up conversation.
cleaned up.
Yeah, it's time for you guys to do some more commentary.
Wait, I'm sorry, what did you say?
If only Mercury looked that hot? I don't know what she was talking about. Was there a different picture? I missed something.
She posted an image.
Oh, where at?
Really? From the dead girl?
I am female.
To be fair, he's pretty hot. Anyway, all right. So Link and Ghost Girl and Harry, you guys have been sort of, and Numa have been kind of talking. Link, you had some questions about like what she could or couldn't do with the Sepiaverse, that kind of thing. Let's
Right. So for those of you who didn't follow the conversation on the forums, here's the gist of it. We have two people, basically Ghost Girl and Mercury, who have been to the Sepiaverse and returned. Hopefully, one or both of them can do it again.
And you're talking with both of them, which is incredibly convenient and completely unintended. But no, that was completely my plan from the beginning. I'm a great GM.
And so basically, like his question to Charlotte was, how do you know it was the Sepiaverse that this thing in the graveyard led to? And I assume that Charlotte's answer is because that's what it looked like.
Unless you had some other
Oh, it was actually the Tanverse.
no. Yeah, it's very near the Sepiaverse, but no.
And that's forking into like the spray tan verse versus like the ocean beach.
Not this
Is it? I don't know.
thing. We're in the spray tan verse, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the gist of it is, if either of them can get back there and return again, if they can carry something with them, so much the better. Probably not the whole team, I'm guessing, but if one of them can carry a radio there and then kind of set it up and get it going, what we can do is to get a radio with a long-lived battery and just start broadcasting on whatever frequencies the Dragonfly would receive, because that's what Mercury saw flying around. So whoever's flying it around probably is able to receive broadcasts on it as well. If we could use that to set up a rendezvous, then we can figure out, like, did Byron Quill's party survive? Is there somebody else in there? And basically just kind of like start getting them back, or working on a plan to get them back.
How does that sound to you guys? Of the two of you, Ghost Girl, you probably think. Sorry, I'm getting echo because of where I'm at. One sec.
Catherine, why is there math on the?
Because it's tan inverse. Tanverse.
Are you sure it's not the inverse
Okay.
tangent verse?
No. Sine verse.
Tanverse.
If it's a key part of the plot, then maybe it's the
No. Oh my God, no. We've done so well for so long. Anyway. All right. So.
I will go completely in with you on this, Catherine. I will even co-sign on it.
I am going to stab you both in the brain. All right.
Yeah, maybe giving us a sign here.
Oh,
I think you already did that to Dave, didn't you?
We've always got an angle. To some degree.
But that. Nothing?
Sorry. Okay.
So basically, do we have both the power and the confidence that we could try this?
Well,
why not? That's
I
what
had-
rated healing is for.
Can you guys not hear me? Am I mute?
I can hear you now, but I haven't heard you earlier.
Okay.
Everyone after my right joke.
So
sorry,
Joyce.
I muted myself there for a second. Of the two of you, Harry, you got over there by interacting with another power source.
Sure, let's shoot the speedster.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that should be the plan. I'm saying that you have some reservations about doing it. Just doing it. Okay. Although it would be interesting, well, maybe something to explore later. Charlotte, you, on the other hand, are pretty sure you could you're actually feeling fairly confident that you could replicate the situation.
Yeah, my only question was how much it was. I limited to the crypt area, or did I feel like I could move beyond that?
There's a little bit more. It's not like just the crypt, like a square, the crypt, but it's definitely centered on that area. Call it like, it's like the blast radius of a grenade.
Okay.
If the building weren't containing it, kind of a space. So, there's probably like a 30-foot roughly circular area that seems to be sort of the area that's. So yeah, I mean, it's like a small area. You could, depending on the kind of equipment, and you've been experimenting, I should say, a little bit with how your powers interact with stuff like Quilltech and regular cell phones and radios and TVs and foaming machines at the coffee shop and things like that. So, I mean, this idea has some interesting possibilities. Mm-hmm. And you may be even able to take somebody with you. So, I mean, that Harry didn't get there on his own, but he did get back on his own? Or did that just fade away? Maybe the effect faded away? I can't remember exactly.
Or he passed out.
He doesn't. Well, no, he was awake when he came back, but he came back like it was more like it faded off because it was like sort of flickering in and out until he was finally back where he was supposed to. So whether or not he could actually get back on his own, but yeah, I mean, you feel like it probably wouldn't be that hard to bring somebody with you. Not sure if you could bring everybody, but
well, but I don't know that I need to.
Yeah, just in terms of bringing the radio over or whatever, that's not that big of a deal. What he's talking about. And Link can certainly cobble together the tech. I mean, there's piles of tech around here to put something like that together. I mean, it's a, low energy kind of thing.
If Charlotte sounds like she's positive that she can do it and wants to try it, at that point Leo will text Jason and be like, "Yeah, I need your help for the specs of the Dragonfly radio set now. So whenever you get back from dealing with Adam, let me know."
Oh, we can help with that. And
really, who's that?
For the sake of clarity, we will hereforth refer to, whether or not they actually rename themselves to this, we will refer to digital Numa as Numina, so I can just tell the two of them apart. Numina and AI or Travelicia are there, and she's like, I have low level access to the database. The Dragonfly stuff, those sort of communication specs are all, I mean, that's readily available. Some of it even,
and how
some of it
so
even,
appropriate for a travel agent.
Yeah, exactly. So I can give you, if you're just trying to communicate with them, I can give you all those numbers if that's all you need. I don't know if I have any. Oh, actually, I do. Oh, I do have warehouse. I wonder why they gave me warehouse access. Oh, that's so weird. I have warehouse access if you need particular parts as well. I don't. Oh, I suppose for shipping, I would need it for shipping. She's just. Never mind.
Everybody's into shipping.
So, Link, you can absolutely work on that if you want to, or put that together without Jason here.
You know the part where I'm not going to trust what this Alicia Chin does, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to pierce the mask on her?
Is there a mask to pierce? Yeah, I'll go for it.
I mean, she's got a person. I mean, is there a mask to pierce on Numa? So, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they're the same person now. No, I'm kidding. Pierce the mask.
Raise the dead.
A 7. It's funny to me that you don't roll as well when it's not your people. And appropriate. Basic move. Pierce the mask. When you pierce the mask, you see the person beneath. Roll plus mundane. On the 7 to 9, ask 1.
I'll take what are you really planning?
Are you really planning?
And I'll tell you just as a note, like after having heard anything that Jason has said about this whole situation, Leah would be half convinced that like the actual Alicia Chin is hanging out in the house and messing with him.
Like he's like living in the suspended ceiling or something. She is, based on what Jason has said in asides and what you've been able to sort of extrapolate from his own babbling and muttering and just what you've noted in terms of his obsessions and whatnot, is this is a basic Quill AI that is channeling to the best of its understanding a safe version of Alicia. So it's trying to play Alicia true to form while still ostensibly helping Jason. It is eagerly, I won't say eagerly because that's not how it's projecting itself, but it is readily and very, very readily offering its help in this situation for 2 reasons. 1, it theoretically helps Jason and does what Jason would want to do, which would be find out more about everything to help him with his dad. And 2, lets her play Alicia more realistically because Alicia would be totally invested in figuring out some way of communicating with wherever their dad went. So, what does she really want to do? She really wants this radio communications with the other side to happen.
Okay, we'll do it.
That's straight. I mean, her deeper motivations, if she has any, you still have some serious doubts that these basic AIs are actually as sophisticated or anywhere near as sophisticated as like Numa and Otto. You don't really see how they could be. But based on what that, your gut is that she may have motivate, but the reasoning for it aside, her intentions are not to secretly help you build a bomb that will blow up in your face. She definitely
good enough. We'll go along with it.
Okay.
And for what it's worth, Leo's worry is not sophistication, but ethics. He would prefer a loyal dog over like a treasonous, super intelligent ape or something like that.
Right.
It's not how smart you are, how capable you are. It's how trustworthy you are. But yeah, so we'll proceed.
You give it about a 70.
Out of 5,000.
I didn't say what the scale was. It reminds me of a really funny gaming joke that I saw a couple weeks ago that was out of context D&D. It wasn't really an out of context D&D thing, but it was from that same blog, and it was like, okay, well, cleric, what do you do? Oh, I don't know. I should probably heal the fighter. How many hit points have you got left? And the GM's like, no. You can't just, you could look and see what kind of shape he's in, but you can't just ask him how many hit points he's got left. And he goes, okay, fine. Hey, fighter, how do you look? And the fighter goes, on a scale from 1 to 62, I'm about a 19.
That's accurate.
Yeah, it's just so good, though. Anyway. All right, so, Link, you were able to put this together in a couple of hours? This is basically hacking an Arduino set for all intents and purposes. I probably just mispronounced that. Low power, low power emitter, very, very simple battery supply or power supply for this thing. Basically, it's going to ping out with what do you want it to say?
Basically, this is Jason Quill and party trying to contact Byron Quill and party. We'd like to rendezvous with you at such and such a date, such and such a time.
I have a question about that. Do you want the radio signal to carry all that information? You want the radio signal to say, "Here, come here and look at me," and when somebody comes and looks at you, have that additional information available?
Basically, the latter. It's going to have a short message trying to self-authenticate, not just be a ping. Come look at this if you're curious and not otherwise occupied. It's going to be this is Jason Quill's group. This is why you should pay attention.
Almost an SOS kind of a.
Yeah, and if there's a way to make it such that only Byron would recognize that, so much the better. That's why it would have been handy to have Jason here, so he could say, here's a shibboleth that only my father and I would understand.
I was going to say, so Jason could give you the secret password so that Byron will know that it's not a horrible trap.
Exactly.
Right.
But if the Byron AI here can supply that, great, I'll take that.
I'm pondering that.
The Byron AI is just kind of smiling a lot and being very pleasant to people. Everybody's kind of looking at each other and waiting.
That's not something you can really pierce. Byron's mask as such has been reset. That was definitely my favorite part. Is we were watching it. My daughter was like, "What?" Anyway, all right. So your request, Link, is absolutely reasonable and understandable and makes perfect sense in this situation and is actually a fine plan. I do not, however, have the ability to provide you with that information. It is too high a clearance for your current security levels at Quill Foundation. I am very sorry.
Oh God.
As soon as Jason can get back here and either acquire the information or provide some sort of provide an override, I will be happy to provide that information, or he can.
All right, I will send Jason another text to be like, "Your dad's being a dick. Get back here, please."
He's actually being very pleasant about the whole thing. He's not being snarky about it at all, but he's super.
And I'm not sure that his dad being a dick is going to be something that's going to get Jason free to come home.
Your dad's being a dick. Come here. I'd really rather not. In fact, at this point,
I'm enjoying it here. Plummeting my boob.
Wait, it's been 2 hours. What is he doing?
Oh, that's a good point. It has been about 2 hours. All right, so it's been so you text him, no response. It's been 2 hours. What is he doing, Jason?
What I'm thinking is the Amari's invited him in for dinner, but then after that, what? Is he playing video games? Come on, man.
Bingo, domino.
Stop slacking around.
Okay,
Jason, you need to grow up.
Jason, what are you doing? What do you do? Wait.
I
We got it.
9.8 meters per second squared.
All right, you don't need to roll for that. So what do you do next? And we'll just get back over here to. Oh, what did I do? Did that picture do something? Oh, I'm in the wrong map. Hang on. Objects and tokens. There we go. Right. City's very pretty at night.
It is. Do I recognize the city?
Oh, you're over Halcyon.
Oh, okay.
You
well,
didn't-
you know, it could
Oh,
have been
man.
Reykjavik for all I
It
know.
would have been.
No, there is no Iceland.
It would have been awesome if.
Minsk.
It could have. No, it could have been the version of Reykjavik. All right. Yeah, you're hanging in midair. What do you do? And the Honda is next to you, also achieving terminal velocity gradually.
Okay. And I am literally looking at this particular landscape. So there's like a park.
Yeah,
Or-
like a
or-
park, sort of
you know,
a park. and-
Or just landscape space around
It's a bunch
whatever
of.
that
It's a.
particular.
There's. I don't know if you call it a park. There are trees, and then there's this overpass that is passing actually above the park area and into a bridge like tunnel thing there to the north, and then you've got basically streets other than that. But yeah, you have a park there that's below the overpass that's passing above it, kind of a deal. Very well lit at this time of night.
Is it just trees and landscape? It looks like there's some little things there kind of off to one side
Well,
on the left hand side of that.
yeah, like maybe park tables, park benches, tables, something like that. Certainly
Crap.
could be.
Okay.
Unless you want that to be water, it could be whatever we need it to be.
No, that's fine. I want to make sure.
It's
I want to make
water.
sure I want to make sure the Prius doesn't land on someone.
Well, yeah.
And
That street right there in front of the building. Let me ping it.
well, I mean,
Right here. That looks relatively uninhabited, like currently not very busy.
well, but I mean, if there's kind of if this is kind of open space area here in this middle, that's probably a better place to land, especially at night, because there's gonna be fewer people there.
Kind of looks like there's kind of a parking lot right there anyway.
Okay.
This is all happening pretty quickly, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so
that actually helps because that helps focus Jason's mind.
you have a problem to work.
Yeah. So he will. His main priority is make sure the Prius doesn't land on anyone, and he's going to assume, and we know what that does, that the nanobots are going to protect him from this fall.
That's fine.
That it will.
That's fine.
So what his focus will be is on making sure the Prius does not actually land on anyone. You know, having the nanobots. If he needs to extrude more nanobots, push the Prius to one side so that it lands on a tree, in a pond, not on anyone.
Nuns.
Yes, not on the school bus full of nuns.
Well, the good news is I'm going to have you roll savior. The bad news is you're currently insecure. But it still gives you a pretty good roll since you're insecure. Your savior is pretty high because you're
Yes,
basically
my-
defending all people.
The bus of nuns. Yeah.
The bus of nuns.
Okay.
And worst case scenario, if it doesn't go well, you're probably just going to be taking smacks on yourself. So unless you roll another 2, but I mean, what are the odds of that? Ooh, a 10. Look at that. Look at that. How did you? Oh, yeah, that's a good roll. All right. When you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, keep them safe and choose one. You could add a team to the pool. Take influence over someone you protect or clear a condition. Jason,
Influence over the Prius.
your GM thinks you should clear a condition.
I think I should clear a condition. I think I will clear.
Well, I mean, you're doing
Actually,
a
no,
defense, so getting rid of insecure would probably be a good one.
Would make sense. But you know what? I'm going to clear angry because this has been enough of a shock that I have broken out of my anger.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, I mean, you're kind of coming down right about here, like you weren't directly over that spot that we were looking at, but so
that looks like a building. It
is a building.
Okay.
So you got to redirect the thing to get it out to the street, and that the question is, how do you redirect it now? Are you thinking more like gigantic physical blow to knock it one direction, you go the other direction? Some sort of construct some sort of primitive lathe? No, like a hang glider kind of a deal, or what are you thinking here?
No, I mean I'm thinking we've got a short enough time, and I don't have that much luxury of contemplation over this. So a physical, I'll use the nanobots to physically, bat the Prius into a less destructive course.
Okay. So yeah,
and again, trust that whatever I land on, that the whole point of this nanobot swarm was like to protect me from impacts, accidents, gunshots, things like that. So I'm just going to trust that it will save me as I hit the building.
Because you're not really, because you're going to. So if you're roughly here and you're trying to basically strike the thing this direction, you kind of get along the side of the thing and then just kind of clench up, and then you clamp onto the car with your hands, and the nanobots reinforcing that, and then start pressing against it with your legs, and again the nanobots were pressing it to build up as much force as you can, so that when the idea being that you're going to push so hard that you're not going to so much let go as your legs pressure will finally tear your hands loose from the vehicle. Okay? And I say like finally as though a lot of time is going to pass, and a lot of time is not going to pass.
Right.
And you just like you shoot. Now that's going to be enough because of the strength, the amount of kinetic energy that you're also going to damage the car further, but whatever.
It's going to hit the pavement. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever. But you actually cave in part of the car because you're grabbing. The problem is you're like going through, the first couple places you grab are like plastic. So you're just trying to find crumple zones that you can grab onto as the main thing. So you press against it really hard, and you throw that stuff back, and it moves just enough, and you see it like you're watching it as you're kind of falling back away from it. This is your one shot because you're not going to be able to get back to it again before it hits. And it's from your angle and the distance and stuff, you're honestly not sure if you're going to miss the building with the thing until the minute it drops out of sight and you don't hear it skip off the edge of the building. Because of the angle that you're at and stuff, the depth perception in the nighttime, it's almost impossible to tell whether or not it's going to get over the building in time. And it does, and goes down, and you have a second to breathe a sigh of relief, and through that sigh of relief, you hear the thing hit the bottom, and you hear some people like, but no screams of horror, no, anything like that, which you count as a relief. And then you can't see, you lose your line of sight because there's buildings in the way because you are falling, and let me make sure I picked the right one. You hit that car right there.
In the little parking lot,
yeah,
or the building? Okay.
In the little parking lot. You hit like one of these like parked vehicles there. And that, does he bounce? What's it? Does he bounce? No, he does not bounce. The car folds. There's just 2 wrecked cars now. That's all. I mean, the nanobots do protect you, but that's still all you see for a little while. Because you have time to go, and then
this is going to smash. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna. It's still nighttime, and there's this. you hear. Hey. Hey. Are you? Oh, he's not. Hey, I don't think he's dead. Guys, I don't think he's dead. And you hear a couple people like, "Oh, that's super cool."
Yeah. What?
What time is it?
Can I retract back the nanobots in some fashion?
Yeah, because you're trying. It's for you. It kind of feels like blinking the sleep out of your eyes. Really.
Right.
But yeah, eventually you're able to kind of. It's still nighttime. You're tucked into a car, basically. And a couple. It looks like a bunch of kids are kind of near. They're around the car that's somewhat folded around you. Like I say, you're tucked into it. And the person who was tapping on your face, there are two that are closer. And let me see, we got this one. I'll make sure I'm on the right screen still. Oh, good, I am. This one. And here we go. Perfect. And there's like 4 more. There we go. There we go.
Ponies everywhere.
And also,
are these the ponies? Would I recognize the ponies?
Yeah, you is that what you say? Like, are you like the first thing?
Are you the ponies?
Yes, he knows who we are. Yes. That's the one in the yellow. Oh my God.
It's No Rodriguez.
Oh my God. No. The nickname has evolved to No. No. The kids have turned it into No. Nono Rodriguez.
Right. With the tweets.
Yeah, with the tweets. Yes, and I knew it was going to be him. I knew it was going to be you, not him. You. And you should probably get out of there because the police are looking for whoever dropped that car on the street over there. And I don't know if you're going to want to go and talk to them or maybe not be around. Although the car has a Quill logo on the door that survived. So, but hey, are you okay? Like, what happened? Who were you fighting?
Domestic issue.
It was a domestic disturbance.
Do you do those? Do you do domestic disturbances?
Apparently.
What kind of domestic
Can I kind of unfold the
you
the
kind
car
of
around
kind of
the
push
box?
it out. Yeah, you kind of jaws of life your way back up out of it. Those are so cool. Everybody is Snapchatting you right now. Power Pony's there. I think you would recognize like, hey, what's up?
Power Pony.
It's just Rebecca. It's fine.
Rebecca, that's fine. Yeah.
And I'm No. I'm No. I am really. It's so cool to meet you. She's like.
Likewise.
I got to touch the nanobots. It was still on his hand.
Is the other car?
Nobody's hurt.
No one was hurt.
That's
okay.
That's this third person here who is, I know the name, but it was in the original conversation that Link did for session 1. This was the one who was actually on site at the interview. I think. Maybe.
There was 2 of them, actually.
There was 2 of them. She was the other one. Power Pony was one, and this was the other one. I can't remember
what her name was.
Yeah, okay. So she was there, but she was the other one. So, okay. Yeah. God, it was so... okay. So do you need help? Do you need a ride? And one of them's like, he doesn't need a ride. Come on. He doesn't... Why would he need a ride?
No, I don't need a ride, but thank you.
Cool. Is anybody else here? Link? Is Adam here? or not Adam. Is Concord here? Or Ghost Girl? Is Ghost Girl here? No, she's not here. She's texting me. She says she's working on some kind of tech thing. She's fine.
You're texting Ghost Girl.
She holds up the phone like, yeah, right here.
Let her know that I will be back there as soon as I can be.
Hang on. Say that. She holds up the phone the other way. Say it again.
I will be back there as soon as I can be.
And then she turns it around back to herself and does like a victory, something like a, and then taps it again. Okay. She knows, or she will in a second. And Red. Yes, she knows.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna go make sure that everything's okay over at the car, because that's, I'm glad no one's hurt, and thank you guys for
No, they're putting it up on the car. They already have it like all the way up on the truck and stuff. I think they're just about ready to pull out. I mean, you've been here a while. We just found you. I mean, we didn't really think we would find you. But why did you? Whoa. Hey. Now, I won't tell anybody. I swear, I won't blog about this, like, for at least a day. But do your quill cars fly? Like, is that what happened?
No, it's more like they fall.
Ooh.
Yeah. At least that one did.
Man, you do some serious interventions. Holy cats.
Yeah, I don't know that I would call it an intervention. Disturbance. Anyway, thank you guys.
Hey, Link totally said he was going to meet with us tomorrow and answer a bunch of questions and stuff and do like an AMA. Can you come?
Sure.
Yes. Awesome. I mean, that's really cool. Thank you. That would be great.
Yeah. Okay.
The girl in yellow is kind of like back a little bit, and she's sort of half facing you and half facing one of her friends, and doing the most subtle is kind of the wrong word, but the tiniest, like the world's tiniest pogo stick imitation right now. Just. All right. What do you do? Head out.
Yeah, I need to break away from these guys.
So
and find
incidentally,
private that I can call Adam.
So Joyce,
Yes.
in the stuff that Pony sent me, was it a picture of him or just his text?
No, it was okay. So she was using Snapchat, which you installed because they kept telling you that they need to send you Snapchats. Apparently what Snapchat is, Ghost Girl, is very short video recordings of people. Sometimes pictures, but usually short videos of people. So she sends you a very dark but recognizable picture of Jason sitting on what looks like a totally destroyed vehicle, saying, I will be back very soon. She had a filter on, so it was apparently some sort of filter that makes a cartoon dog nose and ears appear on him while he's talking. So that was happening, and then he swirled around to the girl's face. It was Power Pony, and she does the little finger thing that apparently means victory or peace, and you're not entirely sure why it means both. And when she sticks
two. It
could
mean two.
It could just mean two. And she gets the dog face, and then when she goes and smiles, like the big dog tongue lolls out and kind of goes and slurps the screen, and then it goes blank. And that's what she sent you.
Pick up Jason.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'm okay with the girls being here. They know I can do this.
Okay, because Jason was going to get out of there using his nanobots to kind of propel him along and stuff like that.
I think you may have had enough nanobots for one evening, dear.
Or
So-
Mercury could go run game.
So somewhere where you're. Oh. Oh, which one? Which one should? Well, Ghost Girl can just go to where he is. Mercury needs to know where he is, and they don't actually know where that is right now.
Yeah, I can take care of it.
So, Jason, there's suddenly an additional power pony in the crowd, and then Charlotte kind of steps forward and says, "I think maybe you've had enough nanobots for the evening, Jason."
Yeah, I need to call Adam.
And the girls kind of step back. It's like, "Oh, that is, oh," and they two of them like fist bump each other, without even looking. It's like blind
Adam
fist bump.
Smith, who's the chief economics officer for the Quill Foundation. I need to call him. That's what I meant.
I look at Jason and just do the.
You hear one in the back of the crowd going, "Secret identity." Anyway, and another girl's like, "Shut up! I am already Googling."
Hey girls, please don't. Okay.
Fine.
I pose with Jason and put my arm around him and smile at them.
Okay. All right.
The V or peace or two sign.
All right. No, you go first. No, you go first. And Jason, you find yourself being cycled through 8 selfie shots with each of the PowerPoints and then all of them together.
I would enjoy this a lot more if I wasn't, if my ears
if you weren't slightly concussed. Yes.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys read it, but there was one of the things that I shared in the inspiration thread was Bruce. Tim Drake discovers Bruce either deeply hungover or possibly concussed, and he calls Dick Grayson for assistance, and Dick's assistance is to show up with a gigantic box full of takeout Greek and do a live AMA Ask Me Anything with a barely dressed, again slightly concussed Bruce on the floor of his living room while he eats Greek food, and it live broadcasted to YouTube.
Of course.
So
so basically I lead Jason, slightly around the corner. As soon as we are out of line of sight, the house.
Warp him back to the house. Then you call Adam?
Yes, I need to call Adam.
Adam, you are doing homework. Your phone is vibrating. Your mother is.
Oh, I got home okay.
Oh, right. Oh, Jesus. You're right. If we did play an 8-hour session, we would just add more things to deal with. We would never actually resolve anything.
Hey, I very well could have just gotten home okay.
Yes, you very well could have. Your dad turns glacially slowly as he detects you floating in the air behind him. Opens his mouth, closes it, and says, "Thank you, Concord. You saved me."
No problem, Officer Murray.
"Yes, I'll file the report, and if we need anything else, we will reach out to Aegis to contact you."
I feel like Adam really awkwardly does the whole finger guns thing and then just flips out. He had no idea what to do, so yeah.
And
eggplant.
There's this gigantic.
Happy to have been of service, citizen.
There's this classic old black and white Richard III movie at the end where they have the shot of everybody rushing into Richard III to stab him all at once, and then they pull back and the body's laying there. And that's kind of like what the rush of people to come at your dad is to ask him what the hell that just was after you vorp out. But it's like what we see in the comic panel is all the people coming at him going, "What?" Anyway, and you vorp back to the front living room, and you hear your sister singing in the bathtub, And your mom is just walking back out of the living room with her eyes wide. And she says, "What happened?" Also, stop that.
Yeah, and he's going to change back into Adam, and it's gonna be like, "That's okay."
Why wouldn't he be okay?
He left before you did that.
Yeah, no, I understand. This is where Adam's like,
No,
What the hell do I
Adam's
tell him?
No
catching up.
reason.
no reason, no, not that. It's like, it's nothing to be worried about.
Really, you're a 12-year-old trying to be cool?
Yeah,
Oh.
he did just give his dad finger guns when he left the room.
That's your idea.
He's in a state of shock at the moment.
Here.
All right.
Oh,
All good.
nothing to see.
I am-
How are you?
How are you?
She's going back to the tried and true method of all parents with 12-year-olds when they're faced with with something that they're simply not ready to deal with in terms of having a in-depth conversation with their kids at this point. And she says, "Do you have homework?"
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It's not. Do you have homework? It's go do your homework.
What homework
If
do
you
you have?
don't have, if you don't have any, you're
Yeah.
gonna have some.
You're gonna have some. What
Okay.
home? Okay.
He will figure out homework.
Okay. So yeah, you're probably still doing that about an hour and a half later, or you're wrapping it up, or honestly, it's going very slowly because you're still having. What kind of argument are you having with Concord as this is going on? Tell me what.
Why didn't you tell me you put him someplace safe?
He is the father. He is not a criminal. He is not a danger. He is not a blight. We would not harm the innocent. He is a protector. He is a guardian. Don't be insulting.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that one.
So you don't ask what they did with Jason?
He's still a little bit. I don't know.
Jason might have lost some influence here, so I'm just saying.
I'm just spitballing here. Possible Jason lost some influence. I mean, you have an hour and a half. Do you ever ask what happened to Jason? You don't have to.
Oh, poop. I accidentally hit the wrong button there.
No worries.
I lift the roll 20.
So you asked him about that.
No.
No, you don't. All
No.
right.
That doesn't enter into his mind.
Okay. Because I mean, a lot of it's got to be taken up with what kind of conversation you're going to have with your dad when he gets home. Although you're comforted somewhat by the fact that it's going to be in the morning, your sister's still going to be here, so that's
They can't yell that bad.
exactly, or about very specific things. And honestly, you could probably convince them that it was Jason.
Wasn't it though?
Assuming you actually want to get out of the house ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
So when this phone call eventually comes,
There's another phone call that happens before then. It's to your mother, and she's like, I see. Yes. All right. No. Well, they've had a very rough time the last few days. Yes, I understand. No, it's great to hear that you are going to be involved. That you're still involved, I should say. No, that shouldn't be any problem at all. That shouldn't be any problem at all. No, full support, absolutely. are we're very grateful. We have some concerns, but I'm sure talking with all of you will be a huge help. We welcome your expertise and really just your experience with this. We the same way that we trust Adam's teachers, we have to defer to the people who have the experience in this kind of area. No, absolutely, he'll be there.
I don't like any of this. Not one bit.
There isn't one part of this I like. And she comes back in afterwards and says, that was Mr. Gale, Silverstreak. And he said that you and the team have been invited to come meet with the whole Halcyon Heroes League tomorrow.
Oh my God, no!
Tomorrow night.
Ah!
Somewhere, Harry's, like, every hair on Harry's neck and arms raises simultaneously. He doesn't even know why.
No.
That sounds great, Mom.
I think it's going to be wonderful. I think they have so much insight. They'll be able to give you a lot of, hopefully a lot of. This is good. They can, after they've met and talked with you, we can hopefully talk with them too and see what they have to say about how everything's going.
So you're not going?
Oh no, it's your team has been invited to come and talk with the league. They, it's superhero stuff, she says, and she kind of ruffles your hair. That's how he said it. That's how he said it. What is and she looks at her phone, it vibrates, and she looks at it and she's 6 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, maybe they'll hopefully they'll have some food there to eat. What does it mean when they text an eggplant?
I really don't know.
Because he does that in almost every text message. He sends an eggplant. Maybe that's.
You'd have to ask Carrie. Maybe it's a family joke.
I hope you guys realize that we're being called in from the entire school board.
Sort of. Yeah. You've met most of them, Harry, and you like at roughly half of them. Some of them are terrifying. Some of them are hateful people that you really just don't like.
But all of those occasions are like Christmas parties and stuff like that, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. And you can go to, we can, if you want, there's a list. I put up a list with like what the rumors are and stuff, but I can also run down who you are fairly certain your parents do and don't like. And at least
who do they like to invite to the barbecue, and who do they have to invite to the barbecue?
Tatanka is fine. We'll go down through it later. We'll run through it when we get to the actual thing. But yeah, Tatanka's fun. Tatanka, you actually think is fun. Some of them are not fun.
Oh, watch Hyena show up in the middle of it.
No, she's not Halcyon Heroes League. That would be like.
I know she isn't.
That would be like the Question walking into the middle of a Justice League meeting.
Exactly.
And yet it still happens.
With like, with Ziploc baggies of everybody's like trash and like evidence that he wants to accuse them all of.
And yet here you are in all the fancy chairs with a fancy logo. Funny thing, man.
Oh god.
Just watch it happen. One of us is going to fail a roll and she's going to walk in.
Oh no, if you fail a roll, I'll be able to do horrible things with the people that are sitting in the chairs.
Side with us.
All right. So Adam, you get a call from Jason, and it's like right before bed. Oh, they probably, and your mom kind of pokes in, like she's like about to say like no calls while you're doing it, and she's like, actually that's probably your team calling. I'm sure they all got their invites from the league, so answer that, but keep it short, okay? Almost bedtime.
Okay, Mom. And Adam's like that whole time. It's like, do I answer this? Okay. Hi.
Adam, are you okay? Is your dad okay?
Yeah, Dad's fine.
Good. Oh, good. Look, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I'm really sorry. I think I'm glad he's okay.
This is gonna sound very weird to everybody listening on the other side of this.
What you have him on speaker?
No, I'm just like listening to listening. Everybody who's back at Quill headquarters right now, listening to Jason on this side of the call is just like,
oh,
that's
okay,
gotta
I
be
see what you're
weird.
saying. Yeah. Listen.
Where did
I'm just glad everybody's okay. I'm okay. And
where are you?
well, now I'm back at the Foundation. I was several hundred feet over the Southern Expressway and 14th. But it's cool. That's yeah. That was really actually remarkably incredible power stuff there.
Yeah, it was.
So, which thing are you talking about, Concord? What you did or what he did?
So, anyway, I wanted to check in and again, sorry for kind of how that all like seriously went south. And I'm just glad everybody's okay, and I will talk with you later.
I now know how the Concordance had to have felt listening to that speech on the ride here.
Ooh.
Ouch. No, I mean, I'm Adam. Really, I am completely sincere about this. I'm really, really sorry about what happened. I'm not sure I completely understand it myself, but my deepest apologies.
Oh yeah. Team's gonna be rock solid when they go in to meet the league.
Rock solid. I feel like I just need to get one more barb in here, and that's when Adam's gonna be like, Jason, I know exactly what's on your mind, and you're worried more about your dad and Alicia than you are about the team most of the time.
Both the Maris get shit in.
This has not been Jason's night.
No, it hasn't. My concern over those folks does not take away from my wanting to do right by the people on the team. So, but I understand why you would say that, and anyway, I am sorry. Thanks. Click.
So I don't know where you had that call. Would it have been likely that anybody back at the Foundation would have heard most of that or any of that?
Well, I originally was going to have it privately, but the fact is he was really urgent about wanting to make the call as soon as possible. So if he was there in the room with everybody else,
if he's like starting it as soon as like he basically steps into the thing and like is walking through the space that this is going on. So what the rest of you guys would be able to glean from that is essentially that whatever happened, Jason ended up someplace where Charlotte had to rescue him. Hours went by, and the first thing he does when he regains consciousness and gets back home is call Adam and start making sure everybody's okay and apologizing. And the rest of that, I don't think you would have gotten the tail end of it. You'd have definitely been someplace private after the first,
Yeah, he'll duck bubbles, but yeah, he'll duck into a conference room.
Clearly something happened.
He ducks into a darkened conference room. Unfortunately, the walls are all glassed, and when he walks into the room, lights all go on, so they can see him pacing back and forth, talking on the phone,
with his head getting lower and lower.
Yeah.
And lower, until he's basically got his face on the carpet and is pushing himself around with his feet. No. Okay. So, to head in the general direction of wrapping up, we have a device, we have a plan, and can we say that the plan is as soon as we have, when do you want to try to do the radio thing? Do you want to do it immediately? Do you want to do it tomorrow morning? Do you want to do it right after school tomorrow? What do you want to do? This would be Go Skrill and Link.
Link would like to try to get it set up as soon as possible because it can operate unattended. So if we can set it and forget it, then that seems best.
Okay. We might actually end the session with doing that real quick. Adam is back at the home. Harry gets a text from his dad that says, "Hey, buddy, actually, you can bring everybody. Let's have everybody come on in. We're going to have a big old buffet. All you can eat.
Eggplant.
Eggplant. All you can eat eggplant."
We're all going to die.
Yeah. Jesus. His face just drops. And
he doesn't mention the league yet still. He still hasn't done that, but
he to respond to his dad with those there's just the ... like as he stares at it trying to figure out what to say.
While you're sitting there thinking about that, you get another text message. This one's from your mom.
Oh.
It says, "It'll be fine, Harry. You're all ready for this."
I am so not prepared for this.
Can I just say that out of this entire night of unexpected insanity, and also I will say a little bit of tangential wandering on the GM's part, but of all the unexpected things that have happened tonight, your reaction when somebody else was told the whole league wants to meet with you is something I will treasure to my deathbed. That was awesome. No.
There is no way that will end well.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's a room full of judgmental adults. That's gone very well for... Oh, right.
It's episode or second episode of Young Justice where the building is in ruins and the entire league floats down.
Floats down, yes.
No, they don't. I mean, you don't have
Superman and someone else in the lead.
Yeah. Well, I gave you one instruction. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I love Kevin Conroy, but the guy who does the voice for the Batman and Young Justice is probably always going to be my default Batman voice because he's just so good. Anyway.
Thank you, Dad.
Anyway, what did I miss? Did we miss
Best concern picture of them all.
You should be. Oh yes. Oh, such a good scene. I need to go back through. I need to watch that with the subtitles on. Anyway, all right. So that's gonna happen. Link and Ghost Girl. Adam's at home. Harry's channeling major concern. Jason is reeling, I guess. And Ghost Girl, do you want to port Link off to the cemetery and try this thing?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, did you guys... Hello?
I can hear your voice.
Okay. Margie, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Margie, do you want to port Link off to the cemetery and do this thing?
Sure, but I'm gonna not go straight to the cemetery. I'm going to go just outside, just because things
Good.
are with you
I'll,
there.
I'll give Ghost Girl one more piece of suggestion. The Veritovians showed up not long after Harry came back. You should probably tell your friends in this place to expect visitors as well.
Ooh, good point.
I'll ask them to keep an eye out. I wanted to about
You wanted to what?
anyway. I want to talk to some of them about Iceland, anyways.
Okay. Are you going to do that before, or are you going to do that after you take care of the thing? Because we can start the next session with you asking, like doing that.
Yeah, no, we can get this set up first, and then I can do that after
So
Link goes home.
The short version here is I just need you to roll Unleash Your Powers to. Are you bringing Link with you, or is it just the radio?
I think there's a reason Link needs to come through with me at this point.
Okay.
Probably not. If I can brief her on like how to set up the radio, where to place it, and things like that, that's good enough.
Yeah. You do notice, and whether this is worrisome or not, there's some. The radio doesn't seem to work in the dead spot.
You mean on this side of the dead spot?
Yeah, and it doesn't like, it just, because I don't want to say everything is solid state, but it's kind of like that. So if you step into the dead spot and you're like, oh, it's not working, and you take a step back, it works. So however it's going to react on the other side, you're not sure. But, and Link, you notice some of that. None of your main systems or anything like that, but you're definitely getting some weird interference or glitches in sort of super peripheral, like tertiary bits of your suit systems when you're like stepping in and out of this dead spot area that she describes. You're not picking anything up on sensors, but there's definitely some low-level interference or some sort of repression of energy activity in the area. Something that should be happening is not really happening in this space, or it's repressed or something like that. The radio is so simple that it's maybe affected a little bit more because you kept everything super low energy in the first place, but really, really low-level reactions and stuff like that are interfered with somewhat, or in some cases repressed entirely. Okay, just to let you know. And Ghost Girl, you can just roll your thing, Bob.
What am I rolling?
Unleash your powers. So freak.
Freak out.
Why is Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Woohoo!
All right, so you get over there into the other side. It's knowing what to expect. It's pretty straightforward. You take a little bit more time to kind of look about. Now again, when you go through, the radio is not reacting, and it takes. You probably have to walk just a little bit further out than you do on your side of things for things to come back up, but it does. It is more than easy to find a place to tuck this thing that is not easily visible because the whole place has been trashed. So, yeah, have it immediately. I need to get one of those pictures up so I can start using it. But so yeah, damaged buildings all around, damaged all kinds of things. Lots of little. It's not like somebody dropped a bomb on the city. It's like somebody dropped, or there have been hundreds, if not thousands, of smaller but still highly destructive events all through the city. So damaged buildings, stuff like that, and then weather activity and that sort of thing has left the place, and it looks like it's been abandoned. I mean, you've seen abandoned cities and towns and stuff from back in the war, and
Right.
it looks like that. But you would imagine maybe 4 to 6 years
After it's
longer
been abandoned.
after it's been abandoned. It's kind of hard to tell. The buildings are in bad shape because there was holes blown in them, and that lets the weather in, which means they break down faster.
I did love your quote about the fastest way to destroy a barn.
Yeah, that was that, and he did it. He wanted this one barn down, so he got up on the roof where he had no damn business being at 75 or whatever the hell he was at the time, and he just chopped a hole in the roof and just left it. It collapsed. It collapsed about 8 years later. Anyway, yeah, once you let the weather in, stuff will just go down. 65 wouldn't have been 75. Anyway, yeah, yeah, in some cases that where she's at, she's seeing more like the distance damage done. I'm talking about the picture that Dave put up there and stuff like that. There's also not for nothing. There's also the air has a kind of thickness to it that you find unpleasant. It kind of burns your throat a little bit.
It's kind of weird because she doesn't breathe.
That's actually a little bit weirder than the air thing. You appear to be solid.
Okay. Okay. Can I pinch myself?
Yes. Actually, you can. Link.
Yep.
So we'll leave you with that. And Link, you were standing just outside of the area that sort of has this effect. And she went in and she said, okay, I'll be right back. And she shifted. And when she shifted, all of those same little low-level peripheral reaction things that you had happen when you were inside the circle happen again and stay happening. Like all the little bits that were being interfered with by being inside the circle start acting as though they're inside the circle. And they continue to do that until you take about 2 more steps back.
So using the aperture makes it spread.
Yes, sir. That would be your immediate and, I will say, totally accurate assessment of the situation.
That's not cool.
Great idea, Link.
Well, he did.
No, I'd be fine for us, but not fine if, for example, Viertovia is like, hey, let's set up like the Sepiaverse Express line.
Yeah. Yeah, if they get a bunch of Viertovian soldiers, and they have a fair number of them, decide to put a conga line through this thing, yeah, it's probably bad. It's marginal. You figure maybe a foot or two. But then you start doing the math on how much actual square footage that is when you figure out a 30-foot wide or 30-foot wide or diameter circle and what just got added to it. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. And we'll leave you with that. And we'll be done. Now we know stuff. Maybe what Jason knows isn't quite as useful or as helpful as what you guys know, but he does know stuff.
I know how pretty the city is from 700 feet above at night.
I mean, Leo's sitting there thinking...
Leo, what?
Leo's sitting there thinking of texting Jason again, be like, you useless git. Where were you? But I'm not going to press that knife anymore.
That's really, you're at that point in time just beating the corpse of a horse. I mean, there's nothing left but like a red mist and a fairly clean skeleton at this point.
I really hope we get an opportunity to just like repeatedly comfort and support Jason and Adam pretty soon, though, because they clearly need it.
You need to have an intervention with the both of them.
Yeah.
Actually, quickly on that note, Dave had talked about doing like this conversation with one of the Numas. If that happened, would that constitute comfort support?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was already thinking that would be a good conversation to run offline.
That sounds fine. You guys want to do that? That's totally fine. And if I mean, Numa and Otto are essentially extensions of Link, so it still counts as Link doing a comfort and support. And they are.
Yeah, they are.
They're both game-wise and actually in-character extensions of Link. So.
And as far as Mike goes, I had a question from last time, which is how can I confront the Concordance? And I'm looking forward to what you come up with for that.
Oh yes, I'd forgotten all about that. I'm going to have to figure that out.
I love that. I love that our game
Right-
generates homework.
Yes, although I will tell you what isn't the answer right now. Logic and reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty obvious. Yeah.
Which
Or
speaking of,
manifesting yourself as a monster. That really doesn't.
No.
that does not work either. By the way, Dave, good game.
That was good.
That was
good.
very good.
I will say because
Jeez, that we beat each other up over that one though.
three things that I don't see a lot of use of in the game, and there hasn't been a lot of interpersonal conflict outside of the bull thing, which all due respect to Link for making sure that it happens, but it does feel like that's a thing that should be at least some of the time coming up. If nothing else, just out of sheer frustration and snapping at your friends, because that happens too.
I like to think that I do it unintentionally, like nagging on Jason when he's at his worst.
Exactly. But these kind of things happen, and it's nice to see. I was reflecting on this, and I think some of it.
I'm sorry, Joyce. I'm losing both of you guys there.
I'm sorry.
It's much better.
The two things I was thinking about, and we don't end up using the team as much, but that's partly because we're not necessarily always in the same place, and I'm working on fixing that. The whole thing that we were going to have, like, which one person going and talking to the league was not good, and I love that we're going to bring everybody together. I'd been thinking about it a couple days ago to switch things up, and then Bill said the same thing today, so I'm glad we're kind of on the same page with that. So that kind of stuff can be fixed. One of the things I don't see very often is we don't use the unhealthy activities to clear conditions. So maybe, Jason, you might want to look at some of those too. So.
Well, I will say, he did. Oh geez, I kind of felt like there were things that happened that certainly did them. Like, rather than stand up to his dad directly, Adam ran away from something difficult where he could have helped.
You could totally clear Afraid if you had Afraid for that.
I do. And Jason totally hurt someone in all of that, so he could probably clear Angry.
And I think I did clear Angry. I don't remember why I cleared Angry. But...
You cleared Angry because of the defend, but you could probably clear Angry in something else just based off of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, you should absolutely. And please, guys, if you keep those in mind, keep those clearing actions in mind, because I might not always catch that you have the opportunity there, and it might help you also decide kind of what you do in certain situations to kind of say, well, this is both interesting. It should always be interesting first, and then also parenthetically do this other cool thing. But we should make use of it, because we're using the absolute bejesus out of this system, and it seems silly that we've got this whole set of levers that we're not touching very much.
On that note, I love using those, and Leo has used quite a bit of them. But I think not just interesting, but character appropriate. Yes. For example, I have resolved that Leo will never run away, and so if there's a clear condition that says, like, you must run away, like, he's never going to do it. I've sat through like 4 or 5 sessions with a condition rather than do that. Yeah. So I think it's a good character building or character development tool as well.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's some stuff in there that you guys are unwilling. One of the ones. This isn't actually a thing for clearing, although I think it might be for one of them. But one of the results from a take a powerful blow is lashing out at a fellow teammate, and you guys flat out won't do that. Like, nobody.
It just makes sense to look at. Yeah, like it's never come up when it would really be appropriate to do that.
Yeah.
Again, if we're in the same spot, it'll come up more.
I'm not saying, that's true. I'm not saying I want you to. I'm just saying I've always found it interesting that in most cases you're like, no, I would rather take 2 conditions than lash out and blame somebody else for what's happening right now, kind of a thing. It's just interesting. But yeah, I want to make sure that we're, like I said, touching all the levers. I know some of you guys haven't. Everybody, I mean, I know Ghost Girl's done it in the past. And some of you, Harry, hardly ever get enough conditions to really have to clear them. So that may change next time. I really, really, really wanted to do a Yule themed thing next session, but we may not get to it, but it will be soon.
Is this the special annual like
Christmas episode? Yes.
Christmas special
where it doesn't really fit anywhere into continuity.
But I actually figured out how to totally fit it into the Vitorvian continuity, because there's a whole bunch of weird Christmas shit that only Iceland has that Viortovia totally will, and I am absolutely
sorry, where it has?
Viortovia has it too, and it's even...
Viortovia. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And Viortovia is... Well, I did the thing with Nono. Did you see her tweets about that?
Yes.
It's like, why does Viortovia, why are they the only ones in the whole world that have this particular Christmas thing? Like, what is that about? Did they even exist before 2015?
So she emailed their Chamber of Commerce, and these guys are going to come to Halcyon. Is that what you're saying?
It's a...
maybe.
It's let's just say that it makes sense in the context of everything that's going on for this to happen. So that'll be fun. All right.
Hey, Joyce.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to hear my bad bit of game mastery that happened?
Sure. Yes.
I was super excited whenever I got to roll to defend, where I was like, I finally get to use game face. And I was like, commit yourself to save somebody or defeat a terrible enemy. Mark a condition, take +1 ongoing to directly pursue that goal.
Right.
Sounds great, right?
Yes.
I'll save you. You're willing to pay high cost to keep your loved one safe. Mark a condition to defend a loved one as if you had rolled 12+.
Ah.
It was the exact same thing. I just could have done it better and not had to roll.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had this lovely outcome.
Yeah. Oh.
But that was just...
I'm glad we did what we did, but that would have been also, like, that would have totally been you flexing for the cameras, which would have been awesome in a different way.
Yeah.
And honestly, I still had to have Jason ride out of 6, so I would have been fine with teleporting him into the aerial cornfield anyway. So
again, I love how it wound up, but I was just like, after I did it, I was just like, oh geez, I've never used this move. Why? I finally had a great chance to use it. No.
Well, that's okay. I'll just have to put your family at threat and loved ones in danger again soon.
Super.
Okay.
Hey.
Yes?
He's obviously connected with his dad, apparently.
There you go.
Everyone knows that now.
Yes, Concord. Thank you for saving me. Link, did you grow closer to the team, farther away from the team, or more into the image, the damaged, beaten, defensive hockey player, busted out teeth image of yourself?
I'm going to say I grew into the image of myself as I had this idea, rallied my teammates, executed on it, and so far so good.
Nice. So go ahead and shift your labels. Well done, you. I think that's rare that you picked that particular one, so that's kind of awesome too.
This image is still evolving, so that's why.
Exactly. Jason.
Oh, I've grown away from the team this episode. I am feeling like, holy crap, what just happened there? And taking to heart.
It started out so well. The comfort and support. Yes, it started out so well.
I was trying to do all this stuff, and look what I ended up doing. And and Adam is completely right about so much of this stuff. Which is ironically why I'm gonna, if Adam has any influence over me, I'm taking it away, because I'm not gonna be affected by him. I need to like kind of withdraw from that relationship a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfectly normal, because I think you're going to hear this again in a couple of seconds.
I'm shocked, I tell you. Honestly, though, can I say this about that whole scene? That whole thing with like the leader, like kind of trying to do this ham-fisted pat on the shoulder comfort thing, and then being confronted by some adult and flipping out and making things so much worse, is like every New Mutants 1990s New Mutants issue. Like you sunstarred all over the page, dude. You cannonballed right into. Anyway, it was awesome. Well done. All right, and we'll just save time real quick and go to Concord and
Oh,
say.
by the way, I'm assuming I picked up some Doom there since I didn't do anything.
You picked up a Doom like a point on your Doom track. Thank you for reminding me. I was going to say that. Yes. So yeah, you pick up a Doom.
Oh,
so this has been that fills up the Doom track.
It does. Yeah. I'll have to figure out something.
Oof.
How many? You've got 4 advances so far?
No, 2. I've got 2.
No. I mean advances.
Oh, advances. Yeah, 4.
You've got 4, so you need to get to 6 so you can buy the Confront Your Nemesis and do that before your Doom fills up. Whew. It's getting tight, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I can take another one of my advances. I can clear a Doom sign. So. Is
it one of the low level advances?
One of the normal advances I can clear a Doom sign.
All right. So yeah. That's cool. That's very cool. Okay, so your Doom advances and you can pick up a Doom sign.
Yeah, I'll figure out what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Concord.
Group further away from the team, and I believe we're going to pick Mr. Quill.
You think? Do you think so?
Just a wild guess out here.
I don't know where that's coming from.
I don't know either.
The other thing that I actually this session has been very comforting to me for is I was kind of worried that we were doing it wrong because everybody has influence over everybody like all the time almost. And good job putting my worries to rest, guys. Good job. Well done.
No, it's those NPC triangles, man.
I love it. I'm so glad that I got to put the power ponies on that. Can I say how happy I am that Gogo's one of the power or Nono's one of the power ponies?
I mean, no.
Yeah, no. Can I say how happy I am that Nono's one of the power ponies?
And can I just say, God damn it?
And that Link didn't even know, because why would he know? She's totally into the chemistry thing. Like, she's just also one of the power ponies. And also apparently a bit of a Jason. Oh, dude.
If Leo shows up to do the question thing and he sees her, he's gonna be like, nope.
It'll be so good though, because if you actually see all of them together, you realize that what you need to do is blind date Jason and Nono. How awesome would that be? I just thought of that. How awesome would that be? Do it. He's your rival. You don't like it. I mean, you gotta try to hurt him anyway, and nothing will hurt him more than having to go out to eat someplace with Nono.
You're Reggie to his Archie.
God. Is it a little bit disconcerting to call her Nono, because I know that's like in the consortium that's a name for a grandfather on one side of your family?
Grandfather, yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, she's not gonna catch that, so.
No.
Rodriguez. All right, so yeah, you totally need to hook up Nono and Jason. You can't decide if that's doing him a favor or just getting him. I can't decide it either. That's why I want to watch. God, they'd be perfect together. That would be a car wreck from one end to the other in slow motion.
We've had a car wreck.
Yep. That would just be an exploding on fire car wreck with an entire trunk full of hydrochloric acid in like old milk cartons. That would be so good. All right. Anyway, Harry, closer to the team, farther away from the team, or more into the image of yourself?
I feel farther away from the team.
Okay.
And specifically Ghost Girl.
Okay.
Because 2 opportunities to do stuff, and Ghost Girl stole both of them.
Aww.
Aww.
I never get to use my powers, man.
Maybe we get to go hang.
Yeah, you do need to go hang. Build that.
I spent the entire either watching Link do some stuff on.
That's true.
Do some tech stuff. Stare at my phone trying to figure out how to respond to my dad's text.
Yeah, that's actually you should be taking influence away from the GM, because that's mostly my fault. But if it's any consolation, you'll have lots to do next session.
Yes, but I don't want that kind of stuff to do. That's bad stuff.
Harry's like, can't we just endanger a bus full of nuns somewhere and just go rest them?
Work! My super sense of impeccable timing has struck.
That sounds like a Harry power.
Oh my god, it's so good. You know, it's just whenever these scenes come up, whenever like there is actually an attack afterwards. Oh my god, I know how that conversation's all gonna end. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Do we want to meet the League in a ostentatious mansion or a uncomfortably shaped tower?
Uncomfortable tower.
Uncomfortable tower.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got just the map for it. It from above, the map looks like a combination of like sort of a fidget spinner and a two-way dildo. It's terrible. It's just the worst possible thing they could do. So, and they don't even realize why it's weird looking. It'll be great. Finally, Ghost Girl. Your own image. Closer.
So I've got an image for their headquarters in your Roll20 as well.
Oh my god. I'm terrified. There is? I have. Oh, is it? Wait. The one you just put up?
Yeah, as a logo, but you could also do a building out of it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh,
That's actually really good for their logo.
yes.
That's awesome. It looks like a castle. It's the two H's and the L. Did you find that or did you do that? Because that's awesome.
I found it.
Either way, I'm impressed. I'm almost afraid to click on what Catherine has up here.
It's Avengers Tower, but you can do something like this on top of that.
Yeah, there you go. What I was, I'll pull up what. Blah, blah, blah. While Margie tells me what she's going to answer for the thing, I will share the terrible map that I was going to use.
So I would say closer to the team.
Okay. Who's going to get influence over
and
you?
Looks like Leo.
Yeah, probably. I was gonna say the power ponies.
I think that's legit if that's what you want to do.
Can you
I
give,
think that'll be a good Fred.
You want to give influence to the power ponies?
Yeah.
All right. That's fine.
And I just added a whole
that.
bunch of new images for you.
Oh, cool. Does it have to be? I don't know how that works. Does it have to be to a team member? Or is it can? I don't know. I'm fine with it. The power ponies have influence over you.
If not, then you know what to do.
Yep.
It does
You can still declare that they have influence. You're free to do that. So.
Yeah.
I mean, because didn't not Dad have influence over Jason that he got rid of?
No, it wasn't specifically not Dad. It was Byron categorically.
Yes.
So not Dad is just sort of an aspect of that. Okay. Since you're giving influence, I am going to. Okay. I think. All right. So I'm going to have them shift your labels. So.
Okay.
They like you, and they do not see you as a threat in any way, shape, or form. I apologize in advance if this gives you a condition. They would shift up your mundane and shift down your danger. Does that work?
That's okay. 3, right?
The max is 3, but it can't. You can't go above a 3 or below a -2.
Okay, so mundane, but I can't shift down my danger.
So instead, you take a condition.
Okay.
Which would. They really idolize you. Does that make you feel insecure?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Is that good? All right.
Yep.
Which gives you a penalty to rejecting what other people say. Shocking. Perfect. All right. So
Perfect. Oh, I need to add. That's who I have influence over, not
no,
who has
yeah,
influence.
it's kind of in the back. Yeah, you don't need to put it on your list. I'll just keep in mind that the power ponies have influence over you. Hooray!
And
Another awkward interview to do. Pack that one in there.
And then if you can add in those images to the PowerPoint list, I was trying to get to. I mean, I may be lame here. I put them in the you have.
In the what?
And then there's the two that you posted on the screen. I don't have the girl in yellow.
Oh, okay. I'll put them up on the. I'll put them in the living friends thing and put some notes next to them and stuff.
Okay, yeah, because that's where I put the other ones. Because I was going to put them up on the. I didn't get to the right point.
It's okay. It's one of the other background things where Ghost Girl's living friends thing. No, I think we're actually at a point where there's potential there for her to be crisscrossing with 3 of the PCs instead of just 2. I feel particularly good about that. Because Power Pony plus Link in the chemistry thing plus Power Pony, so that's almost twice for Link, plus Jason, because anyway. He. She's got no hope against Alicia. Anyway, all right. Is that everybody? I think it's everybody. So I apologize. I feel like I was sort of scatterbrained tonight, but some good stuff came out of it. So I like all the results, if not how long it took to get there. Next time, dinner with the fam, sort of. Super fam, the league, and
100% concerned.
I did an image search today just for concern images, but honestly, it's really hard to beat that the one for Nick from Zootopia. That's probably my favorite. Anyway, with that, I will leave you with a picture of a cemetery, and we'll just call it good for tonight.